Annabelle, Grandpa here. I hope you're having a lovely, exciting time. And hello to Oscar too, if he's watching. Hope you're both well and having lots of fun. And Mummy and Daddy are having lots of fun too. That would be nice, wouldn't it? So, it's love from me and from Granny, who's just sat outside. The sun is shining. And we've been over to have lunch with Auntie Anna today and see the pussycats, so that was nice. So let's just complete the story of Zoe's Rescue Zoo and the puzzled penguin. And if you remember, Zoe got little Pip to swim in the lagoon, and they didn't have to sell any more tickets for the penguin show. And Zoe said, "We've got our summer back." They sat in the sun for a little while, watching the penguins swoop and glide in the lagoon. Zoe changed back into her summer dress and was soon lovely and warm again. "Here you go, you two," Lucy called. "Come and have something yummy for a hot summer's day." Zoe made her way back over to the edge of the lagoon, with Meep scampering eagerly ahead. Lucy opened the little box and held it out to them. "There's a strawberry ice lolly for you, Zoe, and some frozen mango for Meep," she said. "And I've got something special for the penguins too," added Will, bringing out a larger box. He smiled proudly as he took the lid off and showed them what was inside. Fish ice lollies. "Would you like fish ice lollies, Annabelle?" Not sure I would. "I made them last night from frozen pilchard, Zoe. Zoe, will you help me hand them out?" Zoe reached into the box and picked up a handful of the cold, slippery lollies. As the penguins started splashing out of the water and waddling over to her, she placed them on the ice so that they could nibble and peck away at them. Zoe made sure that Pip had a big lolly all to himself. "Eat it all up, Pip," she whispered. "You've done lots of swimming this morning. You must be very hungry." They heard a snooty voice behind them. "Well, it looks as though the penguin feeding show is going to be a very popular attraction at the rescue zoo after all. I knew all along that it was one of my best ideas." Zoe whirled round to see Mr. Pinch looking very smug. Will cleared his throat. "Mr. Pinch, actually it was my..." Mr. Pinch continued loudly. "Yes, a truly excellent idea." He spotted the fish ice lollies in Zoe's hand. What's going to happen now, do you think? So if anyone deserves to relax with a nice lolly, it really should be me. Before Zoe could stop him, Mr. Pinch had grabbed one of the lollies out of her hands and given it a big lick. Lucy and Will both gasped, and Zoe held her breath. Mr. Pinch chewed the lolly thoughtfully. What an unusual flavour," he commented, taking another bite. "Is it apple, lemon, no strawberry? No, that's not it." There, look. There's Mr. Pinch taking a bite out of the lolly, the fishy pilchard, and there they all are. Zoe and Lucy here, Mum, and Will, the penguin keeper, wondering what on earth Mr. Pinch is going to say. Zoe glanced at the others. Will was grinning and her mum was trying very hard not to smile. "It's a special new flavour," Will told Mr. Pinch helpfully, winking at Zoe. "Homemade this morning to celebrate little Pip settling in so well." Mr. Pinch nodded. "Very interesting. Well, I better get on. I have a very busy day ahead as usual." Excuse me. They all watched Mr. Pinch as he disappeared down the path, still munching away at his fish lolly. As soon as he was out of sight, everyone burst out laughing. "That was the funniest thing I've seen in a long time," said Will, shaking his head. "Well, it serves the old grump right for pretending the show was his idea." "Oh dear, poor Mr. Pinch," added Lucy, smiling. "I think we'd better keep this a secret, Zoe. He'd be ever so cross if he found out what the lolly really was." Zoe grinned and nodded. "I won't say a word," she promised. "But the next time Mr. Pinch shouts at me," she thought, "I'll just remember him taking a giant slurp of fish lolly, and I'll feel much better." As Pip and the other penguins finished their treats and started diving back into the lagoon, Will picked up the box. "I better go and put these spare lollies back in the freezer before Mr. Pinch comes back and eats them all," he said, winking. "And I better get back to the hospital," Lucy said, standing up. "One of the little bear cubs has got hay fever. He's been sneezing all morning. Oh dear. Do you want to come, Zoe?" Can I stay here for a little bit longer? Zoe asked. Lucy smiled. You can do anything you like, she said, ruffling Zoe's hair. You've got the whole summer to spend at the zoo. As her mum left the enclosure, Zoe sat back down on the edge of the lagoon to eat her ice lolly, dangling her feet in the cool water. Meep jumped onto her shoulder, clutching a piece of mango in his tiny fingers. They both waved at Pip, who was splashing happily in the middle of the lagoon. The little chick flapped his flippers before sweeping under the surface with some of his new friends. And there's the picture of Zoe and Meep, and there's Pip going really very fast, I think, in the lagoon. Zoe licked her lolly and sighed. I'm so happy, Meep, she told her friend. Pip's going to fit in perfectly at the rescue zoo, and now we can come and play with him every day for the rest of the summer. Meep chirped in agreement. And can we see Bella every day too, Zoe? He added hopefully. Bella was a gorgeous polar bear cub who was just a few months old and was one of Zoe and Meep's special friends at the zoo. Definitely, said Zoe. And we can give Oscar his breakfast every morning, just like we promised him. I want to spend lots of time with the baby wallabies, so Oscar's a wallaby, with the baby wallabies and the pygmy piglets too, and one night, no, Oscar was the elephant, wasn't he? I want to spend lots of times with the baby wallabies and the pygmy piglets too, and one night Mum said we could have a sleepover under the stars and watch the snowy owls flying above us. That would be lovely, wouldn't it? I can't wait. Meep squeaked in excitement and Zoe scooped her little friend into her arms for a cuddle. She sighed happily. Meep, I think this is going to be our best ever summer at the rescue zoo. There we are. That's the end of the Puzzle Penguin. That's such a lovely story, isn't it? And so we'll make a start on Zoe's Rescue Zoo, the Wild Wolf Pup. Whoa, that should be interesting. So let's see what we can perhaps just have a little start of this today. Zoe Parker, this is chapter 1, a special school trip. Zoe Parker rushed excitedly towards the rescue zoo gates, followed by her teacher and the rest of the class. We're here, she said happily. Welcome to the rescue zoo, everyone. I still can't believe you actually live here, Zoe, her friend Nicola exclaimed. You're so lucky. I know, replied Jack, who was walking next to Nicola. I can't imagine how cool it must be waking up every morning and seeing elephants and giraffes out of your bedroom window. Zoe grinned at her friends. It's so much fun, she replied. I've lived at the rescue zoo ever since I was a baby, and sometimes I still can't believe it. Zoe's great-uncle Horace was a world-famous explorer and animal expert, and he had started the zoo so that any lost, injured or endangered animals he came across on his travels would have a safe and caring home. Zoe's mum Lucy was the zoo vet, and Lucy and Zoe lived in a cosy cottage on the edge of the zoo. Zoe adored animals more than anything and couldn't imagine living anywhere else. As she and her friends reached the gates, she felt like she might burst with pride. There we are, look. She's at the gates of the zoo. And there's Zoe there. She's so proud. Excuse me. Zoe had been looking forward to this day for weeks. Halloween was coming up soon, and her class had been learning all about creatures like bats, beetles and spiders. Miss Hawkins had explained that lots of people thought these animals were scary or spooky, but that really there was nothing to be frightened of. Zoe had agreed they were some of her favourite animals. Now everyone in the class loved them, and when Zoe had mentioned that the rescue zoo had a huge spider house, several types of snake and a big family of bats, Miss Hawkins had decided to organise a special class trip to the zoo. Zoe's class had had normal lessons that morning, and after lunch they had set off together, walking through their town towards the zoo, carefully supervised by their teacher. Zoe couldn't wait to get to the rescue zoo, and neither could her friends. Lucy, Zoe's mum, was waiting for them at the entrance. Hi everyone, she said as they walked inside. You're right on time. I'm so glad you could all make it. Thank you for having us, replied Miss Hawkins, smiling. Where are we going to start? I thought we'd go to the spider house first, which is over in that direction, said Lucy, pointing. After that, we'll go and see the bats, and if there's time, the snakes right at the end. Zoe, why don't you lead the way? Zoe led her class proudly through the zoo, pointing out her favourite animals to Nicola and Jack as they walked along the path. That's Leonard and Rory are lions, she explained. Well, Rory's a lion cub, and that's the panda enclosure. Chi-Chi and Mei-Mei are twin sisters. And they came all the way from China. They're really naughty, but so cute. So there we are. We're just starting now on the next book, The Wild Wolf Pup. And we'll get really into that next time when I read to you. So I hope that's very soon. So it's lots of love to you, Annabelle and Oscar and Mummy and Daddy, from Grandpa and of course from Granny. And hope you're having fun, as I said, and hope to catch up with you all again soon. So bye for now. Bye.